Recording started.
All right, so welcome everybody. My name is Mr. Hancock. I am going to be your geography teacher as we're working through this last block, which seems to be crazy throughout the world because everybody had to go to online education like super fast, right? You have like an Australian surfer accent for a second. Oh, I don't know. It's just the way I speak. Maybe a little Californian, a little, that kind of thing. Very cool. Well, welcome everybody to geography. Oh man, I gotta turn off that thing real quick. Sorry. Do not disturb. Okay. All right. So, welcome to geography. Glad you guys are already chatting away, having a good time there. So let me just get into it, and then if you guys have questions as we go along, and I'll just kind of go over the whole class with you. So first off, I want to introduce myself. As I said before, my name is Mr. Hancock. Somebody asked me already. I've seen the movie Hancock. Yes, I have. I'm not as cool as Will Smith, but try to be. Couple things here. So here is there's my family. That's my wife Christy and our baby Kaylor. So he's little here. He's like 2 now. So I got to update some pictures apparently. And then the rest of my family, I have Brooklyn, who is just turned 8, and then also Kaysen, who just turned is going to turn 5 here pretty soon. So that's my little family. It's a little bit about me. I like being outdoors, doing stuff, having a good time. So anyways, enough about me. I guess we're going to talk more about me. So you're going to get my contact information. So as I said one before, my name is Mr. Hancock. My phone number is right there on the screen. You can call or text it. And then there is my Utah virtual email there. So it says, where's that waterfall? That waterfall is Waterfall Canyon in Ogden. So it's up the top of, I think, 20th Street in Ogden. So I live in West Haven. So you guys all know. So I don't know where you guys are, but it could be throughout the whole thing. But awesome. Are you in Ogden too? Area? Cool. Yeah, it's a good place. I like it. So I've lived here most of my life. So you live in Mill Creek, West Valley. Does anybody live in Magna where the earthquake just happened? We're going to be talking about earthquakes next lesson, or at least natural disasters. So that'll be interesting. West Valley is close. Oh, yeah. I felt it all the way up here in Ogden, and I heard there was an aftershock the other day. So that's a little bit about geography, though. That's something that we're going to talk about. Yeah, some people are still feeling the aftershocks. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, I mean, it happened on what, Wednesday? And now we're there. Yeah, yesterday was a 3.9. Yeah, I thought it was a 3.9, 4.0, somewhere around there. But yeah, it's pretty intense. This has been like a wild and crazy journey the past like week or 2 weeks, right? With the coronavirus spreading, that kind of stuff. So, but we get to talk about that stuff in geography, okay? Because let me just jump down real quick. You guys are. I just want to do the definition of geography, right? The definition of geography is the study of the earth and everything in it. So we're gonna start. Actually, next week we're gonna talk about natural disasters, which is kind of timely, right? With all this stuff going on. Then we're gonna talk about population. Okay, so kind of interesting with this coronavirus going on, like, is what is it gonna do to our population pyramids? So we're gonna talk about population. We're also gonna talk about. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. I forget all the other stuff in the class. Let me screen share the class real quick with you, and then you can kind of see what I'm talking about. All right, can you see my screen? Give me a green check if you see my screen real quick. Awesome. Okay, everything's working good today. Fantastic. Okay, so this is the class, so make sure you log into it. So this is what we'll be going into, right? We're going to go into humans, their physical environment. We're going to talk about population, distribution, and migration. We'll talk about culture, talk about political systems, and then economic development, okay? So those are the things, but they're very broad topics, okay, that we're talking about. So as I said, like the one, humans and their physical environment, we're going to be talking about natural disasters next week. So earthquakes that we just had, hurricanes, wildfires, all those kind of things. So we're having a lesson where we go into class every day. Very good question. No. So this class is once a week. We have one live class a week every Monday at 11:30. 11:30 to, they only give me half hour, so to 12. But other than that, you're just supposed to keep working on your stuff. Oh, no. I just lost connection.
Recording in progress.
Hey guys, can you hear me again? Sorry, I lost. Okay. Man, I lost lost internet connection for a second. Yes, somebody said COVID is expected that 6% of the population will get it. Yeah. So I think there's going to be a huge kind of bout. Okay, let me see if I can share my screen again and get back to it. All right. Can you see my screen again? Okay, very good. Sorry about that. I don't know how I just lost connection real quick and then it connected me back up. So one thing I wanted to mention on the course is the class announcements right here. This is where I'm going to post your video, okay? So like the class recording, I'm going to post it right here. And then I'll have the exit ticket right here, which is your assignment that you'll be doing. As we look through here, if you go into course plan, it will tell you when everything's due. I'm switching these things around a little bit, but it tells you like when our live classes is, when assignments are due and everything. We got spring break, like in a week or so. So just be aware of all those things, okay? And then if you click on content, this is where you're going to find all your materials, okay? So like today, I'm going to post the video after I'm done, and lesson 1, quiz 1 is going to be due today. So I'll just want everybody. So that's going to be your assignment for today. So after that, we'll go into lesson 2, which I don't have anything in yet, but I'll be putting the video and the assignment, which is the exit ticket, okay? Do we have a lesson every day? No. Lessons are once a week. So very good question. Okay. All right. Any questions on the course as we're talking about it right now? How to run through it? One lesson a week, one live lesson a week. Assignments are going to be there are some writing assignments. There are some assignments where you have to do different things. There's assignments where you have to read like graphs and stuff like that. Can this class be replaced biology? No, this is a social science class. It's a required class for graduation, but no, it cannot replace biology. I'm sorry. You have to have your sciences, your hard sciences. So, okay, let me roll through real quick. So, no, this isn't a science class. This is a social science class. So it's like social studies, kind of. It's all good. This one will be a good class for you. All right, so talking about geography, I already mentioned the brief definition of it. It's the study of the earth and everything in it. So we're going to go over what's called the 5 themes of geography. I got a little rap video on the OLS if you want to listen to it, but just talks about 5 themes of geography. Yeah, I did do that, but anyways, it kind of gets in your mind of what it is. So the first theme of geography is location, okay? There's two types of location, okay? So this is going to be in your quiz, so you want to listen up. Two types of location. The first one's exact location. That's like if I gave you my address right now, which I'm not going to. I don't want my house to be toilet papered or something, okay? But if you give an exact location, also like GPS coordinates, that's an exact location, okay? The other one's relative location. Oh yeah, you can't spare TP. Yeah, true. Except, what happens when we're after all this and you have so many TP? I think this summer is going to be a wild and crazy party, right? TP is too precious. I like it. Oh, I keep cutting out. I'm sorry. Hopefully, if you need to, you can listen to the recording after. Okay. Yeah, toilet paper's precious right now, apparently. So, all right. So that's exact location. Okay, the next one is relative location. Relative location is say, hey, I live near Ogden. Okay, I already gave you that, right? I live in West Haven. That's a relative location. I'm not telling you exactly where I'm at, but I could say, hey, I'm 3 houses down from the Maverick. Hey, I'm next door to a school, okay? Next door to a certain school or something like that. Okay, so somebody said, no rap, 2 of my teachers were too Christian. Yeah, I won't do a rap for you, don't worry. But, you do have that. Relative is my way to do it. Yeah, so a lot of people, if they don't, when I give directions, right, I give 2 things, like, here's my address. I can text somebody my address and they can find it like through Google Maps or whatever map service you use. And then the other one is, okay, if you're going down, 4500 or whatever, and you take your next right, that would all be relative location, okay? So we'll be using those 2 terms as we're kind of looking at different countries, areas and regions of the world. Okay, the next one is called place. Next theme, geography. What is it like there? Okay, when you go to a different place and you're able to travel again, when you're not quarantined in your house, right? You can do all kinds of fun things. Like you get to try new foods. Anybody tell me what kind of food this is right here? What kind of food is it that I have my arrow, my little pointer finger? Sushi. Where does sushi come from? So if I was eating authentic sushi in that Japan, fantastic. Yep. Okay. So yeah, food, right? You go to a different place, you get to try different food, you get, different places have different foods, and it all depends on where they live too. Like, they grow a lot of rice and in China and Japan and those areas because it's a good place to grow rice. Other places it's like potatoes is better to grow, right? We have a lot of potatoes in Utah because Idaho has a whole bunch of them, right? Somebody said, Japan is amazing, but sushi I will never understand. Hey, it's an acquired taste. Like you got to try it. You got to try it at least once, right? Sorry, Ireland's not the place where it comes from, but Ireland. Oh, Ireland with the potatoes? Oh yeah, definitely. Sorry if I missed that. Yeah, okay. All right, the next one. Different places have their different religions, right? If you go into an area, you have different customs. So if you were to go to like the Middle East, there's certain things you want to know about, right? Because they got a pretty fundamentalist religion over there. So that's something you want to look at. Okay, the other one's housing, right? Depending on where you're at, if you're in a city, you're probably really condensed. In a lot of different countries, they have really condensed populations. And if you notice, like New York City was like one of the highest with the coronavirus, right? And they all live close together, so that's what we call population density. Same thing with Italy right now. That's one thing that they're having issues with is the population is so close together that it's easy for that virus to spread, right? So you'll look at housing, but if you live farther out and farther away from each other, like I live on like an acre, so I'm fairly far away from like my neighbors and stuff. Okay. Yeah, so 60 million people live in Italy, which is insane. Yeah, it's a bit like small little country for so many people. Okay. The other one is like climate or weather, right? People joke about Utah. Like today, I was out and about a little bit, and it started raining, and next thing you know, it's sunny outside. And we have all 4 seasons, but some places don't have all 4 seasons, right? You go into like up to Alaska, they have summer and winter. You go to like the Mediterranean or the Caribbean, and it's going to be sunny all the time, which I love, which I really want to go there right now. Okay? So, so yeah, that's kind of right there. Also different clothing. You wear different clothing in different areas and different nationalities, like different countries, kind of that. St. George is always sunny. Yeah, I like St. George, but it still kind of gets cold there in winter. I'd rather go like someplace tropical. Sunny and 75 all the time. So, all right, so that's place. The next one's movement, okay? How things move from one place to another. We talk about goods, like Amazon, right, is a good indicator of like movement. Like before we had like places where we could order online and things were shipped across the world, it took, you know, a long time. We think about movement as well. We think about like the virus, right? Sorry, I keep bringing it up, but it's kind of big, like in what we're talking about. It moves, right? The movement kind of goes around. It doesn't stay in one border. But we also have other things like different ideas that move around, like fry sauce, right? Fry sauce kind of a started in Utah kind of thing. Well, it's expanded out. It's starting to expand. It's starting to take over a little bit. I don't know if you guys are fry sauce fans or not. Or Mexican food, right? Wouldn't have Mexican food if we didn't have those kind of traditions kind of move from south up. Okay, and then people. We're going to talk about migration, right? Why do people move from one country to another? Why do a lot of people want to come to the U.S., right? That's called like a pull factor. Then we have push factors, which are basically why people want to leave an area, right? So I don't want to like leave California right now because they're locking it down. They won't let you move. Okay, the other one's region. The next theme of geography is region. That is a certain area that has certain kind of demographics, but not specific borders. Like if you look in the U.S., if you think about what they call the Deep South, what's a state that's in the Deep South of the United States? Can anybody tell me? What state would be like in the Deep South? They like to talk with the drawl. Texas, okay. All right, you got Louisiana, you got Georgia, you got, yeah, Florida would be considered the Deep South. But they all have kind of different things that they all have in common, so that we'd consider that kind of a region, okay? So we'll be talking about different regions as we're talking about, as we're going through and studying different areas. And then the last one, okay, this is the last theme of geography, is human and environment interaction, okay? We found out that the environment just interacted with us on Wednesday, right? And it's still having those little aftershocks, right? The earthquake happened, okay? That is the environment affecting humans, okay? We also have other things like fires, right? We heard about the fires in Australia lately. You know, flooding that goes on, hurricanes, tornadoes, all those kind of things is how the environment interacts with us. But we also, humans, affect their environment. Like we drill oil from the ground. We dam up rivers so we have enough, you know, water and irrigation and stuff like that. So we affect the environment, and so we're going to be talking about that human-environment interaction and how that all works. Okay? So that is basically how we're going to do the class. it's on the 5 themes of geography. Your exit ticket is. It's you need to take lesson 1 quiz. You have to log into the OLS and take that quiz. I think it's 5 questions. If you don't get the questions right that you, or the score that you want, it's set up there. You can retake it again. Okay? So that is the outline of the class. And what we'll do is next Monday, we're going to go over like natural disasters and stuff and human environment interaction. And we're going to, and then I'll give you your next assignment. Okay? So, okay, that's all it. I'm going to be answering questions on the chat. So stick around if you have any questions. But that's your assignment for this week, is take lesson 1 quiz. Okay, I'm going to stop recording here so I can save it. But I'll
Recording
stick on.
stopped.